Okay, let's jump right in. Today, we're taking a slightly different approach. I want you to treat this explainer like a high-stakes clinical audit. But we're not looking at your company's financials or your supply chain. We're actually evaluating your most critical, non-renewable asset, and that's your cognitive infrastructure. So, here's a question for you, and it's a profound one. Is AI doing your thinking? Are you using it as a tool to extend your capabilities, or have you accidentally outsourced your actual intellect? Because right now, we're in the middle of a massive shift, and the line between a supercharged, augmented mind and a completely atrophied one, yeah, it's getting incredibly thin.
Here's our roadmap for today. We'll start with the executive brain audit, look at the performance competence gap, unpack cognitive debt, discuss the value of friction, dive into the brain cycle protocol, and wrap up with the hybrid intelligence future. Section 1. The executive brain audit, assessing the cognitive threat. As generative AI weaves its way into our daily workflows, it's actually posing a sort of silent threat to our reasoning skills. Think about older tech, right? Calculators or search engines. They just reduced extraneous cognitive load. They made finding a stat or doing math faster. But AI? AI is a whole different beast. In this new age of algorithmic synthesis, AI is automating the actual synthesis and argumentation. It literally decouples the shiny, polished output of your work from the messy internal process of learning. You know, that productive struggle of wrestling with a blank page to figure out what you actually think. Section 2. The performance competence gap, diagnosing the symptoms.
All right, let's look at the hard data to see what actually happens when we lean a little too hard on these algorithmic shortcuts. There was this massive study involving 1,200 students and 45 senior faculty members, and it investigated exactly how large language models impact our human cognitive rigor when we use them for complex tasks. Now, the contrast in these numbers is just wild. When students use generative AI, their GPA, basically their short-term task score, went up by 0.2. That sounds great, right? But when they were put into AI-free, strictly invigilated exams, their independent competence fell off a cliff, dropping by negative 0.58. And this isn't just a one-off finding. The OECD actually calls this the AI learning paradox. In another really large study, students who used AI saw their immediate scores jump up, but then they performed 17% worse in follow-up tests the second you took the AI away. The takeaway here? Rising performance metrics are totally masking a steep decline in actual skill.
Section 3. Accumulating cognitive debt, understanding the pathology.
So why is this terrifying gap happening? Well, it all comes down to a brilliant concept from Professor Mohammed Hossein Jarrari called cognitive debt. Think of this as the mental capability you lose every single time you let an AI handle a decision that really needed your human judgment. Every time you skip those daily cognitive reps, you're compounding a massive liability, both for your organization and for your own brain.
We have to be super aware of this trade-off. Sure, we get that sweet, immediate efficiency, what we might call reasoning as a service. You get faster outputs, the AI handles the boring stuff. But the long-term cost is severe skill decay. We're essentially manufacturing fragile experts. We're handing heavy, complex cognitive loads to workers who haven't even mastered the basics yet, simply because the AI has been doing all the heavy lifting for them. And if we look at the neurology, it gets even crazier. Novice learners are cognitively offloading their work way before they've built any foundational knowledge. When an LLM synthesizes info for you, your brain literally bypasses the prefrontal cortex. That's the area responsible for logical sequencing. If you aren't engaging in that productive struggle, you're risking actual, literal neural atrophy. It's wild. Section 4. The value of friction, why struggle is essential. To understand why making things easier can actually be so damaging to our minds, we have to look at what neuroscientist Dr. Leaf says. Quote, "Struggle is how we build cognitive muscle." End quote. Generative AI hands you this perfect, polished mirror of algorithms right off the bat, but it completely robs you of the messy, uncomfortable, but totally vital friction where true adaptability and wisdom actually grow. Because here's the thing, deep, lasting learning isn't a passive event. Mechanically, your brain depends on retrieval practice, elaboration, and what cognitive psychologists call desirable difficulty. Think of it exactly like the physical burn you get lifting weights at the gym. When AI removes that friction, it's removing the exact mechanism your brain needs to encode durable knowledge into your long-term memory.
Section 5. The Brain Cycle Protocol, the Neuroscience Prescription.
Okay, so how do we actually fix this? The answer is the brain cycle. It's a concrete daily methodology for knowledge workers.
It stands for build, recharge, absorb, integrate, and nocturnal consolidation. Basically, it's about deliberately designing your day to work with your brain's natural architecture instead of fighting against it.
Think of this protocol as your daily defense system. First, you protect your prefrontal cortex for unassisted, deep work in the mornings. Then, you intentionally take 15 to 20 minutes of unstructured downtime, no screens, to let your default mode network spark creative insights. You only use AI for micro-verifications, just to trigger little dopamine reward loops and keep your motivation up. And finally, you take rhythmic walks to induce theta waves for memory consolidation. The whole goal here is to treat AI as a cognitive prosthetic that extends your mind, rather than a crutch that replaces it.
Section 6. The Hybrid Intelligence Future. Forecasting the new workforce. So, looking ahead, how do we actively manage this human-AI future? We really need to reframe our relationship with these tools. Prompt engineering shouldn't just be viewed as some technical hack you learn on the fly. It needs to evolve into a true cognitive interface, a structured loop of mental modeling, semantic projection, and reflective practice that's designed to augment us, absolutely not replace our reasoning.
As we navigate all of this, we have to recognize two totally distinct skill sets. We absolutely need cooperative skills to work alongside AI, right? Things like critical AI literacy and knowing how to evaluate algorithms. But, and this is crucial, your ultimate job security lies in fiercely protecting your competitive skills. That means your human judgment, your empathy, and your ability to navigate completely novel, ambiguous situations that an algorithm just cannot understand.
Which brings us right back to our final, most important question. As you integrate these unbelievably powerful tools into your everyday workflow, you have to ask yourself, are you deliberately preserving your cognitive rigor and building an AI-augmented mind? Or are you slowly, silently outsourcing your intellect? The choice and the cognitive debt is entirely yours.